These morbid acts of peripheral abuse should only be performed by individuals silly enough and prepared to spend hours of their lives restoring their hardware back to its original luster. I'll be honest, I wasn't ready for this moment, but we've been down this road before, and regardless of whether or not this works, it's always a bit unsettling when you're setting up for it. I'm Mikey, and this is your Saday's Weekly Update. So just a little over a year ago, we ran a small series called STV, and we did an episode on water-resistant features of the Froststaff gaming keyboard. Did we go a bit overboard? Yeah, a bit. Was it a disaster to clean out? Without a doubt. Did it work after showering it in liquids? You bet it did. So today we're going all out with the Saday's BattleRam keyboard, which we've talked about in the past. Features aside, one thing that we've never really had a chance to talk about in detail was of course the water-resistant features. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not happy about this in the slightest, not because I don't have any faith in Saday's, but more so because I've become quite fond of the BattleRam for the casual gaming that I've been doing, as well as the long editing sessions that I go through on a daily basis. Now, don't get me wrong, I love mechanical keys, but when it comes to editing and using a lot of hotkey options with programs like DaVinci Resolve Studio or my daily emails, which, I go through a handful of, the BattleRam has become my daily driver. While I'm pretty confident that this test will hold up just fine, as a human there's always that what if scenario that plays out in the back of our heads. That's kind of what I'm going through today. So for you folks at home who haven't been introduced to the BattleRam, let's go ahead and talk specs. This is the Saday's BattleRam keyboard, 1/3 of the BattleRam combo, which consists of a keyboard, mouse, and mousepad. A full-size keyboard loaded with 104 membrane switches, and it's good for about 10 million cycles. You've got a custom molded body with a metallic aluminum bezel, with an array of RGB modes which offer custom lighting modes either from the keyboard or with the use of the Saday software, which by the way you can download completely free by visiting sadays.gg. Today the BattleRam will be squaring off against a cup of water, otherwise known as a destroyer of electronics, the Quench Thirster, and a cat's biggest fear when paired with its tag team partner, a spray bottle. Now, while I'd love to shoot this in a real-world scenario, I'm still working from home, and setting this up at my desk isn't exactly an option, just with all the other hardware that I've got kicking around. So because of that, we're simply going to set up shop in a test area here in the studio and have at it. Now, this being a membrane keyboard, it should be fairly easy to dry up with a towel, which I have here on standby. I'm essentially going to pour this cup onto the BattleRam, where one of two things are going to happen. I'm going to soak it and it's not going to work, or I'm going to soak it and it will work. I think what we need to just do is dump this full cup and just down the thing, soaking it all over and seeing where things lay from there. I don't think I could have got any more water in here if I had tried, other than basically throwing it off a dock into a lake. Now with these keys being membrane, they're set up in a way that's going to take some water, but at the same time, not absorb nearly as much as you think. From there I'll go ahead and dab off the top of the keyboard, getting into the excess water on the surface, and then use a tabletop air blower like this one here, simply blowing out any of the excess drops that might be inside of the crevices. Now in the past I've heard weird stories of people using a heat gun or even a hairdryer. Unless you are absolutely sure and 100% knowledgeable on what you're doing, please do not do this. The heat alone, if not carefully done, can really damage your internals, as well as weaken the solder points within if there are any hot spots created from that excess heat. A tabletop blower or compressor will work just fine, or even simply letting your keys sit for a period of time will also help naturally dry them out. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident that we've aired this out enough. We've removed the excess water and gave it a pretty good look over. Now it's time for the moment of truth. Let's fire it up. We've got lights, which means we've got takeoff. And with this waterproof feature being so well designed, I'm pretty confident that this will continue to perform problem-free for the next few years to come. Now, if you've enjoyed this week's content and want to give the BattleRam combo set a try this weekend, now is the time to do so. Starting at midnight tonight, you'll be able to get your hands on the BattleRam combo set through our partner at Newegg and save an additional 10% off this evening at midnight through July 7th. I've got a link in the description below for you guys to go ahead and give them a try, and of course, let us know in the comments how that experience has been. Until next time, I'm Mikey with Saydays, growing together with gamers. We'll catch you guys on the next one.